Right now, the Indian Air Force is up against a massive decision, one that could really shape its future for decades to come. And it all boils down to a classic, high-stakes question. Do you buy a quick fix for a problem you have today, or do you invest in a future where you can build your own solutions? And that's really the core question we're digging into. The Indian Air Force is truly at a crossroads, and the choice it makes here is going to have ripple effects for years. So, what's the big rush? Why is this all coming to a head right now? Well, it all kicks off with something called a capability gap, and it's getting bigger. See, a whole bunch of things have happened at once, leaving India's air power arguably more vulnerable than it's been in a very long time. And when you look at the raw numbers, it's pretty sobering. The Indian Air Force is supposed to have 42 fighter squadrons to handle a potential two-front war, but right now, they're down to just 29. Now look across the border. China has 66 squadrons. And get this, Pakistan is at 25 squadrons, which is getting dangerously close to matching India's current strength. This gap in numbers alone is a huge red flag. But hey, it's not just a numbers game. This is a two-front problem in every sense of the word. On one hand, you've got the numbers issue. The fleet's shrinking as old workhorses like the MiG-21s and Jaguars are finally being retired. And on the other hand, you've got a tech problem. China is actively rolling out advanced fifth-generation stealth fighters like the J-20, creating a technology gap that India, at this moment, just can't match. Okay, so you've got this dangerous gap. It's real and it's growing. How do you fix it? Like, yesterday? The top idea being floated is to go for a quick fix from an old partner, Russia's advanced Su-57 fighter, which has the NATO codename Felon. And that's the key phrase here, a stopgap measure. The thinking isn't to just give up on India's own ambitions. No, it's about buying time, buying some serious next-gen firepower while their own domestic programs get up to speed. So, what does this deal actually look like? We're talking about an initial purchase of maybe 36 jets, but that could go up to over 60. And the price tag? You're looking at something in the ballpark of $7 to $8 billion just for the initial package. But listen, this isn't just about buying a plane off the lot. A huge part of the deal is joint production and technology transfer, specifically to give India a counter to China's stealth fighters. And this is where it gets really interesting. It shows the kind of hybrid approach India is trying to pull off. The target is to bake in up to 50% Indian-made stuff into these jets. We're talking critical systems like mission computers, electronic warfare suites, and even making sure homegrown missiles like the Astra and Rudram can be integrated. It's this idea of buying a foreign platform, sure, but then making it truly Indian where it counts. Okay, but a multi-billion-dollar solution like this, it always comes with a catch, right? There's a hidden cost here, and it's a big one. It puts India's own homegrown aerospace stream directly in the crosshairs. To really get what's at stake, you have to look at the timeline for India's own fifth-generation stealth fighter, the AMCA. Now, even if everything goes perfectly, and that's a big if, its first flight is still 5 years away, and it won't actually be in service until 2035 at the earliest. You see that? That decade-long gap, that's the vulnerability window the Su-57 is supposed to fill. So here's the absolute heart of the problem. A giant check written for the Su-57 could siphon away the very cash needed for the AMCA program. And analysts are warning that this could push that already optimistic 2029 first flight back by another 3, maybe even 5 years, which ironically just makes that capability gap even wider in the long run. And you have to remember, the defense budget isn't a bottomless pit. It's already feeling the squeeze. I mean, there's still huge payments going out for the Rafale jets. If you throw another massive bill for the Su-57 on top of that, well, the slice of pie left for crucial homegrown projects like the MCA and the Tejas starts to look dangerously small. So you see where this is going. It all comes down to a massive multi-billion-dollar trade-off. It's about present strength versus future self-reliance. So on one side of the scale, you've got the Su-57. It's an immediate, powerful fix. You get tactical parity with the best fighters out there right now, and you plug that dangerous 10-year gap. But on the other side, the long-term risk is huge. You could end up delaying your own shot at air superiority, getting even more dependent on other countries, and maybe even hamstringing your own aerospace industry for a generation. You know, this isn't a new problem for India. There's a real danger of getting stuck in this vicious cycle of buying from abroad. So the real question is, can they finally break out of it? Is it possible to get both the security they need today and the independence they want for tomorrow? There's a concept that really hits the nail on the head here. See, building fighter jets is an iterative process. You learn from building a fourth-gen jet, so you can build a fifth-gen one. You master the fifth-gen, so you even have a chance at building a sixth-gen. If you break that cycle of learning at home, you're pretty much signing up to be a customer forever. And here's what that cycle of dependency actually looks like step by step. First, an urgent threat pops up, so you have to buy foreign jets. But that huge purchase eats up your budget, which delays your own research and development. And because your own projects are running late, they aren't ready when the next threat shows up, which forces you to, you guessed it, buy foreign all over again. It's a feedback loop that's incredibly tough to break. So how do you solve a puzzle like this? Is there a way out? Well, according to the experts, there's really only one way to have your cake and eat it too. You gotta spend more money. A lot more. The only realistic path to funding both the quick fix and the long-term dream is to commit to a massive, sustained increase in the defense capital budget. And you know what? There's actually a glimmer of hope on that front. This year, that part of the budget saw a huge 22% jump. That is exactly the kind of move that, if they can keep it up for years, could finally provide enough cash to do both things at once. Buy the Su-57s to plug the gap and pour money into the AMCA to make sure it stays on track. And that really brings us to the final fundamental question here. As India weighs this decision, it's not just choosing a new airplane, it's defining its entire philosophy of power for the 21st century. What's the real price of controlling your own skies? Is it just the sticker price of a fighter jet? Or is it the cost of the independence to build your own?